Questions. Let. About professional education. Part 11. Question number 1. Teacher Teresita gives her students different options to demonstrate their learning, such as creating artwork, writing essays, or performing a short roleplay. Letter A. Gardner's multiple intelligences. Letter B. Piaget's cognitive development. Letter C. Bandura's social learning. Letter D. Pavlov's conditioning. The correct answer is letter A. Howard Gardner's theory, because it highlights students' different abilities and strength, allowing them to express understanding in various ways, recognizes these multiple intelligences, including creating artwork for visual intelligences, writing essays for linguistic, and performing short role play for musical and bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Howard Gardner proposed the theory of multiple intelligences in 1983. He believed that intelligence is not a single ability measured by IQ tests, but a combination of different kinds of intelligences that people use to understand the world and solve problems. There are 9 types of multiple intelligences. First is the linguistic intelligence, are people who are smart in word. Their best ability is to use language effectively, like speaking, writing, reading. For example, poets, writers, and teachers. Second is the logical mathematical intelligence, are people who are smart in number or reasoning. Their best ability is to think logically, solve problems, and perform mathematical operations. For example, scientists, engineers, and accountants. Third is the visual spatial intelligence, a person who is smart in picture. Their best ability is to think images and visualize accurately. For example, architects, artists, and designers. Fourth is bodily kinesthetic intelligence, are people who are smart in body movement. Their best ability is to use one's body skillfully for expression or problem solving. For example, dancers, athletes, and surgeons. Fifth is musical intelligence, are people who are smart in music. Their best ability is to produce and appreciate rhythm, pitch, and melody. For example, singers, composers, and musicians. Sixth is interpersonal intelligence, are people who are good in communicating with other people. Their best ability is to understand and interact effectively with others. For example, teachers, counselors, and leaders. Seventh is intrapersonal intelligence, are people who is good in understanding one's feelings, motivations, and inner thoughts. For example, philosophers, psychologists, and writers. 8 is naturalistic intelligence, are people who is good in nature. Their best ability is to recognize and classify elements in nature like plants and animals. For example, biologists, farmers, and environmentalists. 9th is existential intelligence, are people who is smart in life. Their best ability is to think deeply about life, existence, and spiritual matters. For example, theologians and philosophers. Question number 2. When teacher Sarah designed her lesson plan, she first identifies learning objectives, second selects appropriate learning experiences, third is organizes them, and lastly evaluates results. Which model does she follow? Letter A. Taber's model. Letter B. Walker's model. Letter C. Oliver's model. Letter D. Tyler's model. The correct answer is letter D. Ralph Tyler's model, because teacher Sarah begins in identifying the learning objectives, which determines what the students need to learn. She then selects appropriate learning experiences to decide how the students will learn the material. Next, she organizes these experiences in a logical sequence or pattern to ensure effective learning. Finally, she evaluates the results to assess whether the students have achieved the intended learning outcomes. Question number 3. During her science class, Ms. Lopez guides Tina in conducting experiments and later asks them to explain what they observed. Which part of the teaching-learning process does this activity represent? Letter A. Pre-active stage. Letter B. Interactive stage. Letter C. Post-active stage. Letter D. Evaluative stage. The correct answer is letter B. Interactive. Teacher Lopez is guiding Tina during the experiment and asking about her observations. This shows the interaction between the teacher and the student. The actual teaching and learning are happening in this stage because both are actively engaged in the activity. There are 3 phases of teaching. First is the pre-active stage. This is the planning stage where the teacher prepares everything before the lesson begins. It focuses on deciding what to teach, how to teach, and what materials to use. For example, writing a lesson plan and preparing visual aids or laboratory tools. Second is the interactive stage. This is the actual teaching and learning phase, where interaction between teacher and students happens. It involves presenting lessons, guiding activities, asking questions, and facilitating discussions. For example, conducting experiments, discussing topics and answering questions. Third is the post-active stage, which happens after teaching. This is the evaluation and reflection stage, and IT happens after the lesson. The teacher checks if learning objectives were achieved and reflects on the effectiveness of the lesson. For example, giving a quiz or activity for evaluation, and reflecting on whether objectives were met. Question number 4. Teacher Maria observes that some students cannot attend class regularly because of poverty. She organizes a feeding program and encourages community support. What sociological function of education is shown here? Letter A. Education as social control. Letter B. Education as social mobility. Letter C. Education as social equalizer. Letter D. Education as enculturation. The correct answer is letter C. Education as social equalizer, because Teacher Maria's feeding program helps poor students to stay in school and continue learning. By doing this, she gives everyone the chance to improve their lives through learning, skills, and knowledge for them to succeed in life as other students. The education as a social equalizer means that it will provide an equal opportunities for all people, regardless of their social or economic background. Question number 5. When Renz shouts during class, Teacher Emily assigns additional homework as a consequence. Letter A. Positive reinforcement. Letter B. Negative reinforcement. Letter C. Positive punishment. Letter D. Negative punishment. The correct answer is letter C. Positive punishment, because when Renz shouts during class, it is considered inappropriate behavior. That is why Teacher Emily gives him additional homework as a consequence. This means that teacher adds something unpleasant or extra homework to reduce or stop the unwanted behavior, which is shouting in class. This is the second consequences of B.F. Skinner theory from operant conditioning, which shape human behavior through punishment. The punishment is used to reduce or stop an unwanted behavior. It can be positive and negative punishment. First is the positive. It means adding something unpleasant to decrease a behavior. For example, giving an extra homework or experiencing some pain due to accident. Second is the negative punishment. It means removing something pleasant to decrease a behavior. For example, remove recess time and also taking away or confiscating a phone. Question number 6. Teacher Joy assigns students to watch recorded video lessons at home and then uses class time for problem solving and group activities. What approach does this describe? Letter A. Flipped classroom. Letter B. Pure online learning. Letter C. Blended synchronous learning. Letter D. Traditional method. The correct answer is A. Flipped classroom. Since Teacher Joy's strategy is asking students to watch recorded video lessons at home and then using class time for problem solving and group activities. In this classroom approach, the traditional learning process is reversed. Students learn the lesson before class through videos or readings, and then apply their knowledge during class through hands-on activities where the teacher guides and supports their learning. And the traditional classroom approach is teachers delivers the lesson inside the classroom and the students listen and take notes. After class, students usually do homework or practice activities to apply what they learned. This approach is the oldest and most basic. Flipped is learn at home and apply in class, while traditional is learn in class then apply at home. Question number 7. Teacher Ben modifies the lesson plan to suit his students' level of understanding. What does this action show about the teacher's role? Letter A. Curriculum planner. Letter B. Curriculum evaluator. Letter C. Curriculum implementer. D. Curriculum designer. The correct answer is letter C. Curriculum implementer. Teacher Ben, as a curriculum implementer, is not creating a new curriculum or evaluating it. He is using the existing curriculum and adjusting it to meet the needs of his students. Teacher Ben may modify his lesson plan, including the teaching methods and activities, to match his students' learning styles and abilities. A curriculum implementer is the teacher who puts the curriculum into action inside the classroom. This means that teacher A. First delivers the lessons based on the curriculum plan. Second is to adapt activities and strategies to meet the needs of students. And third is to ensure learning objectives are achieved through effective teaching. Question number 8. Teacher Angel observes that her kindergarten pupils become restless and inattentive when she starts a new lesson right after recess without letting them settle down. What law of learning did the teacher overlook? Letter A. Law of exercise. Letter B. Law of effect. Letter C. Law of readiness. Letter D. Law of use. The correct answer is letter C. Law of readiness. This state of learning occurs best when the learner is mentally and physically prepared. Since the kindergarten pupils were not yet ready to learn after recess, effective learning could not happen. Question number 9. Mr. Rivera asked his students to design their own experiment to test how plants grow under different light conditions. What level of Bloom's taxonomy is being demonstrated? Letter A. Remembering. Letter B. Applying. Letter C. Analyzing. Letter D. Creating. The correct letter is D. Creating. Since Mr. Rivera asked his students to design their own experiment, it means he is giving them the opportunity to create something new and original, using what they have learned. In Bloom's taxonomy, the creating level is the highest level of cognitive thinking, where learners combine knowledge, skills, and creativity to design, construct, or invent something new. The remembering is it involves recalling or remembering facts, information, or concepts that were previously learned. The applying is using learned information in a new but familiar situation, and analyzing is it involves breaking information into smaller parts to understand how they relate to each other. Question number 10. Ms. Guevara was assigned to handle a different grade level than she expected. How could she respond? Letter A. Refuse to teach the class. Letter B. Complain to your supervisor. Letter C. Accept the challenge and adapt your strategies to the learner's level. Letter D. Ask for an easier assignment. The correct answer is letter C. Accept the challenge and adapt her strategies to the learner's level, because as a professional teacher, Ms. Guevara must follow the attitudes stated in the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, Article 4, Section 3, which emphasizes that teachers should adjust and improve their methods to meet the needs of learners. Ms. Guevara should demonstrate flexibility, professionalism, and commitment to her duty, regardless of the grade level assigned to her. By accepting the challenge and adapting her strategies, she gives herself the opportunity to enhance her teaching skills and learn new approaches that can make her a more effective educator. Thank you for watching.